I'm Neil Havis, I'm a plant pathologist. I work for SRUC and I do research for commercial companies, do research for Scottish Government and research for levy boards as well. This is a spring barley trial we're looking at. The variety is Laureate, which is the dominant spring barley variety grown in Scotland and across the UK. What we'll be looking at is how fungicides have performed in controlling Ramularia. Ramularia is a late season disease. We only really see the symptoms after flowering takes place in the crop. So the crop's around about growth stage 77 now, which is when we expect to see the Ramularia symptoms coming in. The symptoms start with a small pepper spot on the leaves at the top of the crop, and then these expand, they get bigger, they coalesce, they take away green leaf area and have an impact on the yield and quality of the spring barley. One of the important issues with Ramularia is that you reduce the yield, but you also reduce the quality. You get smaller, thinner grains, and they don't malt as well. So it's bad news for the farmers, bad news for the maltsters, bad news for everybody. This season's been cooler than average, it's been wetter than average, there's been less sunlight, so the crops have been slower than we usually see. The disease pressure's been high, so the diseases that like cool wet conditions like Rhynchosporium, it's been high disease pressure. We've seen a bit of brown rust coming in the barley, there's been some reports of yellow rust. Rhynchosporium's the big issue, and we're starting to see Ramularia coming into the crops now. In the untreated plots, you can see this Rhynchosporium, it's moved up the canopy, it's been cool and wet, disease pressure's there, we're almost down to very little green leaf area left. And you can compare that with the effective fungicide treatments where you're seeing the top 3 leaves are still very green and photosynthesizing away and building up that yield in the crop. One of the challenges we've had in controlling Ramularia is it's developed resistance to many of the major products that we've had. So it's good to see in this trial Miravis is performing really well. We've seen it in previous years, we've seen it in the data from previous trials at this site. It's very good at controlling Ramularia and we're seeing it again in these plots this year. We've been looking for new products to control Ramularia for some years. There's been concern that we've been losing the products we have relied on in the past, the problems with resistance, so to have a new product which is very effective with a late application date is a fantastic addition to the arsenal. Advice to farmers, you know your farm, you know the growing conditions, you know the disease pressure you get on your farm. If you're a high risk site for Ramularia, if you get it most years, you would need to consider a good dose of an effective product, and Miravis has shown itself to be the best product we have in controlling Ramularia in spring barley.